Hello and welcome everybody to iRacing once again, and I want to start off first of all by apologising for the lack of Gran Turismo sport content that has been on my channel over the last couple of weeks, but rest assured after this weekend we will be back in full swing on Gran Turismo, so if that's what you're hanging around for, then don't go anywhere. Now, of course, as the title suggests, I have so much to announce and I want to try and get it out of the way straight away. So, first and foremost, the reason why I'm on iRacing again tonight, and probably will be potentially over the next couple of nights, is because this weekend on Saturday, I will be partaking in the Bathurst 12-hour event on iRacing. And that's going to be a pretty big event. I'm actually going to be doing it with fellow YouTuber and friend of the channel, eerieissss. So a lot of people will have seen his video already announcing that, but if you haven't, it's going to be the two of us taking on the Bathurst 12-hour. So that is going to be pretty epic. It starts at midnight my time. It's going to be live streamed on both of our channels. I'm not yet 100% sure how the split will go between eerieissss and myself, when we'll be driving, but rest assured there'll be plenty of live streams. I do hope you guys can stick it out and come along for a bit of a watch there. That's why I'm on iRacing tonight, because I need to get a license, a driver rating. I don't know if you can see it up the top, it's very small. It's currently 3.31, which is not where I need to be. I need to be at 4, otherwise I'm ineligible to enter. So it is the final panic dash. I'm going to have to do plenty of races and get some decent results, get some good rating there to get up towards 4.0, which is going to be my goal this week. And then I actually have to find some time to do some practice. We're going to be racing in the Mercedes AMG. And it's at the Bathurst track, obviously, which you guys would have figured out from the name Bathurst 12-hour, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be in the Mercedes AMG, so I'm going to need to do plenty of practice there, ready to go for that race. Now, it is, of course, just one of multiple announcements I have. The next announcement is to do with my second annual Bathurst 1.2-hour event. I ran it last year around about the same time on Gran Turismo Sport. It's going to be the same now. So the way it's going to work is we are going to have possibly two races, depending on how many people sign up to the Bathurst 1.2 hour. It's going to be on February the 17th, which is a Sunday. So for Australians, it's going to be Sunday night, which I think is a fairly decent time. It's going to be Sunday morning if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, in Europe or America or wherever it is that you're coming from, if you're interested. Now, to read all of the rules on this, the regulations, which by the way is compulsory. I am requiring everybody to read the supplementary regulations. In fact, all of this I want people to read, because last time I did this, I got lots of questions and private messages and stuff asking me things that was right here. So if you want to read that and you want to join, then you will need to go over to my website, www.charlierosco.com, read through all of these regulations, which will tell you everything about the race. And then down the bottom of the page, well, not the bottom of the page, there's a sign-up form. So this is where you will put your details in, let me know that you are interested in joining. And the way it's going to work, as I say, if we only get sort of 15 to 20 people join, then it'll just be one single race. But if we can get 30 people to sign up, which I suspect hopefully we can, then I will be running 2 races back to back. So we'll start off with the first race. Once that finishes, we'll go into the second race. Qualifying is going to be a bit different. Obviously, last year I did 2 qualifying races to determine who was in a feature race and who was in a support race. I've scrapped that this year. The expectation is that you'll be well and truly practiced up and ready to go by the time the race begins. So as you can see from the event times there, server opens at 7:30 PM Australian time, so you'll need to figure that out wherever you are in the world. It may require you to get up a bit earlier than you would like. Qualifying will begin just 15 minutes later. It's a 15-minute qualifying session which will roll straight through to race 1 beginning at 8 o'clock my time. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Now, if there is a second race, which I'm hoping there will be, if we can get 30 people to sign up, then race 2 will be about 15 minutes after the end of race 1. You'll be straight into a 15-minute qualifying session, followed by the race. It will be a little bit later at 10 o'clock, so if you do have a preference, please do let me know. Probably the easiest way to do it, since I couldn't add an extra box into this form here, is when you put in what car you want, and you don't You know, if you don't know, that's fine. You can just say you're not sure yet, but I would prefer it if you put a car in there. But also just put in there, you can see race 1 or 2. I would like you to list that if you have a preference, i.e. if you're in Europe and you prefer to do the later race, let me know race 2. If you're in Australia and you prefer to get it done and out of the way by sort of 10 o'clock, choose race 1. Obviously, I can't guarantee that you'll get your preference, but it does at least give me somewhere to start. So that's the first thing. And once we get to 30 invites, I will just remove this form off the website, or 30 people sign up, sorry. If there's more than that, if I get to the end of this or overnight, I end up getting too many come through, I'm literally going to look at what time the entries came through, and it'll be the first 30 people that will get to race. So that is something. It's been delayed a little bit out to this. I was going to do it this coming weekend, but of course with the iRacing Bathurst 12 hour, that is something I've had to put back. But of course that is only part 2 of my announcements, whereby there is a third announcement, as the title of this video does suggest. And that third announcement is that we are also going to be trying, it's the first one I've done. I recently did a practice run in Project Cars 2 for the Daytona 24 hour. But this time it's going to be on Project Cars 2. It's at my regular Tuesday streaming time. So it's going to be about this time on Tuesday, February the 19th, whatever time it is right now for you. That's what it's going to be on Project Cars 2. All the rules are here, so you can click on each of these pictures. It'll bring up exactly what we're going to be running in the server itself. It's going to be GT3, obviously still around the Bathurst track. Going with GT3 because there's a couple of extra cars that Gran Turismo don't have, like the Nissan, the Bentley, things like that. So there's a few different options there for people. If you're happy to go with what's familiar, you can do that as well. Race length is going to be 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is around about 1.2 hours. That's the closest I can get. Rolling start, here's all the rules, but the important thing is there is no sign up form, no entry form to get into this race. It will be a first come first served. Of course, the server size on Project Cars 2 is exactly the same as Gran Turismo Sport, in that there is a maximum of 16 people. I'm going to be one of them, so there will be 15 spots up available, and whoever jumps in to the lobby is who gets to race. If we can't fill the lobby, we'll just roll through. But you can see the stream start time there. I started a little bit early at 8:15. I will open the lobby at 8:30, so that gives people a chance to jump into the actual lobby itself, and then I'll open the room. We'll do a practice session through to 9 o'clock my time, 15 minutes for qualifying, and then race start will be at 9:15. So that should be a bit of fun as well, and hopefully you guys will join me for one or many of these races. And before you ask, you can't do race 1 and race 2 unless we have like 13 people in the server, and we just can't fill the second lobby. Then I may let whoever wants to join, even if you did race 1, to jump in and do it again. That's how it's going to work. I'm not going to go through any more of the regulations. They are all here on my website, charlierosco.com, and if you go to the front page, you can see I've put a handy dandy link right there. You can click on it, and that's going to take you over to that. So sign up as you will. And that is the announcements out of the way.